Research with human beings is absolutely vital for improvements in health, and those engaged in research are largely motivated by the desire to do good, accepting that prestige and profit are motivating factors for some as well. Despite the best of intentions, however, research carries varying degrees of risk to research participants and their communities. For example, when we test a vaccine, we place the research participant at risk of harm with no necessary benefit to that individual. Because it is unknown whether the vaccine will work, participants may experience harm during research, such as pain from the needle stick, nausea, or even a serious reaction to the test drug, without any corresponding individual benefit. There is, after all, no guarantee that the test vaccine or drug will provide any individual benefit to the participant at all, and it may in fact be harmful. Likewise, if we ask sensitive questions in a survey concerning domestic assault, the knowledge gained might provide important information for in-country policy changes, but might place individual respondents at risk from their immediate partners, or even from other family or community members. Let's now understand the conflict of the mission. The task or mission of gaining scientific knowledge is different from and can conflict with the mission of safeguarding the interests, well-being and safety of research participants. Then these competing professional activities and obligations can be thought of as inherent conflict of mission. Recognizing and then balancing those two missions is fundamental to developing an ethical research process. RECs aim to balance those missions so that the interests, welfare, and rights of individuals are safeguarded and knowledge is gained. It is also important to be aware of the conflicts of mission or interests of research participants and of research sponsors. In clinical research, participants may often be interested in prophylaxis or cure for themselves or others, whereas commercial sponsors are also interested in generating a profit. These different and competing interests underscore the importance of competent and independent ethics review for all research with human participants to ensure that ethical goals are observed. Health-related research is necessary to improve global health. However, there are unfortunate, even horrific examples where the scientific mission has so completely dominated the investigators' actions that they allowed or caused terrible harm to occur. Combining scientific zeal and eugenics, the Nazi experiments on concentration camp prisoners during the Second World War are perhaps the most notorious. There are many other examples which occurred both before and after the war crimes trial of the Nazi doctors in Nuremberg, including the infamous Tuskegee syphilis experiments on African American men. The Nuremberg Code, with its emphasis on the centrality of informed consent, was an outcome of the doctors' trial, in which Nazi doctors were tried and found guilty of war crimes for the experiments they conducted on prisoners. You can learn more about these and other events of documents that have influenced the development of research ethics oversight in the timeline of Module 2. Research ethics principles and guidelines have largely been developed in response to questionable or illegal and unethical research practices, such as those referred to previously. You will learn more about those and other principles and guidelines as you progress through this module. Links to these and other laws and regulations, principles and guidelines can be found in the resources. The Declaration of Helsinki provides ethical guidance for health researchers and has become a standard guidance document around the world. The Declaration has its origins in the Declaration of Geneva, a World Medical Association statement of ethical principles for medical practitioners, itself a response to atrocities committed by the medical profession under the Nazis. The National Commission for the Protection of Human Subjects of Biomedical and Behavioral Research of the United States convened in response to the outcry following exposure of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, produced the Belmont Report, which articulated the 3 basic research ethics principles accepted globally today of respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. The CHOMS guidelines on research with human subjects were written largely to indicate how ethical principles, such as those from the Belmont Report and guidelines, could be applied in resource-poor countries. Good participatory practice guidelines for biomedical HIV prevention trials followed significant community and government opposition to HIV trials they felt did not adequately include and consult them in a meaningful way. The International Conference on Harmonization (ICH) efficacy guidelines are concerned with the design, conduct, safety and reporting of clinical trials. Go to the timeline in Module 2 to learn more about the development of these documents.